In an industry teeming with strategy titles that echo the past but struggle to innovate, Silence the Siren boldly emerges as a standout experience. It doesn't just nod to the classic mechanics of Heroes of Might and Magic. It takes them, launches them into deep space, and re-engineers them with a modern sci-fi sensibility. And the result? A deeply engaging, surprisingly layered strategy experience that feels both comfortably nostalgic and refreshingly original. At its core, Silence the Siren thrives on familiarity. If you've spent hours commanding armies and upgrading castles in old-school turn-based strategy games, you'll feel right at home. But where many games stop at imitation, this one continues layering innovation over the tried-and-true formula in ways that feel natural, necessary, and often ingenious. First impressions begin with the art and atmosphere. Visually, the game trades fantasy forests and dragons for alien planets, high-tech ruins, and mysterious energy sources. It's a clean break from tradition that works brilliantly, not just in aesthetics, but in how it reshapes gameplay. The sci-fi setting informs the design of units, spells, and even exploration mechanics. You're not just navigating a map, you're charting strange new worlds where every corner might hold hostile aliens, forgotten technology, or ancient ruins bursting with energy resources. Under the hood, the game's turn-based tactical system borrows the best elements of genre staples: hex-based movement, initiative-based turn order, and unit synergy, but adds significant nuance. Tactical battles are deep and rewarding, emphasizing positioning, timing, and resource management. But they are not merely mathematical puzzles. They breathe, they flex, they surprise you. One of the most innovative combat elements is the introduction of the tactical phase which precedes the actual skirmish. Instead of dumping your units into default positions, you can spend tactical points earned through specific skills or upgrades to deploy troops more effectively, shielding vulnerable units, establishing flanks, or baiting enemy movement. This transforms each battle into a mini chess match where the opening move might determine everything. And then there's energy, an ingenious mechanic that adds a new layer of tension to both combat and exploration. Each hero has a pool of energy that governs their ability to use spells, equip gear, and activate unique abilities. Energy regenerates slowly, so you're constantly forced to make strategic decisions. Should you spend it on a devastating orbital strike now, or conserve it in case the next fight is even tougher? It's a brilliant way to keep gameplay tight and consequential. Spells themselves are divided into fascinating categories. Some are technological, based on cybernetic enhancements, while others are biological or psychic. This thematic diversity goes beyond cosmetics. It affects resistances, effectiveness, and how you combine skills to counter specific foes. There's a feeling that your commander isn't just a unit on a grid, but a character with their own evolving style and tactical identity. Character development is one of Silence the Siren's strongest suits. Each commander levels up over time, gaining access to randomized skill trees. At every level, you're offered a choice between new skills or upgrades to existing ones. This system injects a degree of unpredictability that keeps every playthrough feeling distinct. Do you lean into biotic damage, stack movement buffs for deep exploration, build a commander who excels at morale boosts or energy regeneration? There's no single meta, only trade-offs, experimentation, and creative strategy. But what truly elevates the RPG layer is how hero progression and exploration intertwine. Heroes aren't just fighters, they're scientists, engineers, negotiators, scouts. Some can discover hidden areas of the map. Others can erect buildings, extract resources, or even persuade enemy units to switch sides before combat. You can tailor each commander to play a completely different role on the strategic stage, whether it's combat, economy, or territory control. Territory management, too, feels richer than usual. The game reimagines outposts not as static resource nodes, but as living installations that you can upgrade, defend, or even use offensively. Place turrets, store reinforcements, or increase output, and, most importantly, protect them. Outposts can be raided, stolen, or dismantled, and yes, that means you can do the same to your enemies. This dynamic creates real stakes around map control, adding urgency to every movement. Economically, Silence the Siren hits a sweet spot between depth and accessibility. Resource gathering is familiar, think crystals, gold, and advanced sci-fi minerals. But there's a twist. Instead of simply seizing mines, you can construct mining drones that auto-harvest from the terrain. These drones must be placed and protected, often becoming the heart of your regional economy. Lose one and your supply lines can collapse. Keep it alive and your tech tree expands rapidly. The tech tree, it's another area where the game flexes its creativity. Research isn't just about stronger units, It's tied to your commanders, your spells, your economy, your buildings. Want to build advanced defense grids at outposts? That's a technician. Want to train soldiers faster, equip stronger gear, or unlock a new class of weapons? All of it flows from your tech choices. It forces you to commit to a playstyle and rewards you for it. One of the most thoughtful and player-friendly systems in the game is the XP banking mechanic. Experience points earned from certain objects can either be used immediately or saved and passed on to another hero. This is monumental. It solves the age-old problem in games like Heroes, where your secondary heroes are often underleveled and useless. Now you can build a support team that levels in tandem with your main army. It opens the door to deep strategic planning, allowing you to prepare backup commanders without sending them into combat constantly. The morale system, another standout feature, adds a real emotional edge to combat. It's not just a number, it changes how units behave. High morale might trigger bonus actions, while low morale causes hesitation or even betrayal. And here's where the game plays dirty in the best way. You can recruit enemy units through diplomacy, but doing so can tank their morale. So you're constantly balancing short-term gains with long-term viability. Exploration, often a chore in lesser games, becomes something magical here. With fog of war, hidden structures, mini-quests, and random events dotting every map, you never feel like you're just trudging to the next fight. You're unearthing mysteries, finding alien artifacts, negotiating with rogue AI. Some buildings provide recurring quests. Defeat these lizard creatures, bring back X relics, or defend the area for a reward. They're small, but they add flavor and life to the world. And we haven't even touched on the wildcard mechanic, which drops random effects mid-combat. It could be a free shield, a buff, or even a curveball debuff. These moments add chaos, but in a controlled, optional way. They can be a blessing or a risk, and that uncertainty spices up longer battles. The UI deserves a quiet round of applause too. It's sleek, responsive, and informative without being cluttered. Tooltips explain everything. Buttons are logically placed. It feels like the game respects your intelligence without punishing you for unfamiliarity. Its combat is tactical and thrilling, exploration is deep and rewarding, and its customization systems are both meaningful and satisfying. The blend of genre staples with clever modernizations, energy, morale, tactical deployment, hero role diversity, economic expansion, random events, all fuse into a uniquely compelling whole. Even the smallest touches impress. Terrain hazards like poisonous flora, equipment that grants new abilities rather than just stat boosts, XP-based training grounds, or units that evolve dramatically when upgraded, all signs of a game made with passion and purpose. And perhaps, most impressively, it does all this without feeling bloated. Nothing feels like feature creep. Each mechanic interlocks with another in a way that reinforces the core loop: explore, expand, build, fight, evolve. Why should you play Silence the Siren? Because it rewards patience and curiosity, because it lets you play your way, because it challenges you without overwhelming you, because it balances nostalgia with novelty, because every battle is a brain teaser, every hero a story, every map a new mystery. If you loved Heroes of Might and Magic, crave smart tactical combat, or just want to lose yourself in a game that values your decisions, this one's for you.